Stop sweating through the summer relying on loud, inefficient fans that just push hot air around your bedroom. Today we are breaking down the absolute best room air conditioners that will turn your sweltering space into an icy paradise. 10 LG 8000 BTU Window Air Conditioner. When I first unboxed this unit, the design felt pretty standard, featuring a clean white exterior and a straightforward electronic control panel. It comes with a remote control, which is always a nice touch for those lazy Sunday afternoons when you do not want to get out of bed to adjust the temperature. Setting it up was relatively painless, utilizing the typical accordion panels to fit my window frame, though I did notice the included weather stripping felt a bit flimsy compared to others I have tested. Once I turned it on, the cooling power was definitely noticeable, bringing my mid-sized guest bedroom down to a comfortable temperature within about 30 minutes. It features 3 cooling speeds and 3 fan speeds, giving you a decent amount of control over the airflow. However, after using it for a couple of weeks, some glaring issues started to surface that forced me to rank it at the bottom of our list. The most prominent problem is the noise level, especially when the compressor kicks in during the middle of the night. It is surprisingly loud, emitting a harsh hum that frequently woke me up and made watching television in the same room genuinely difficult without cranking the volume way up. Another frustrating aspect I encountered was the thermostat's accuracy, or rather, the lack thereof. The unit often struggled to maintain a consistent temperature, sometimes letting the room get too warm before finally deciding to kick back on, and other times freezing me out completely. This constant fluctuation made it nearly impossible to find a comfortable set-it-and-forget-it sweet spot. Number 9. Senville LETO 12,000 BTU Mini Split Air Conditioner. I was genuinely excited to test this one because mini splits are generally superior to window units, offering both heating and cooling capabilities along with a sleeker indoor profile. The indoor air handler is surprisingly compact and looks quite modern, mounted high up on the wall of my testing studio. Because it is a mini split, it requires a much more involved installation process, and I highly recommend hiring a professional unless you are extremely handy and comfortable with electrical work and vacuuming refrigerant lines. Once properly installed, the cooling performance is undeniably powerful, easily tackling a 500 square foot space and distributing air very evenly without creating the harsh drafts you often get from traditional window units. The operation is remarkably quiet, which is a massive relief compared to the LG we just talked about, making it almost silent on the lowest fan setting. However, my excitement began to wane when I started dealing with the proprietary smart features and the overall build quality of the external condenser unit. The casing on the outdoor compressor felt surprisingly thin and prone to denting, which makes me question its long-term durability against harsh weather conditions. Furthermore, the remote control and the digital interface feel incredibly dated, resembling something out of the early 2000s rather than a modern smart appliance. Navigating the timer functions and trying to get the specific swing angles for the louvers was far more frustrating than it needed to be. Sometimes the remote would completely fail to communicate with the indoor unit unless I was standing directly underneath it, pointing the controller at a very specific angle. Eight. LG LP1022F VSM. I have always been a bit skeptical of portable AC units because they historically struggle with efficiency, but the inclusion of dual inverter technology in this model really caught my attention. Unboxing this tall, sleek dark gray tower, I immediately appreciated the modern aesthetic that blends much better into a contemporary living room than a bulky window box. Setting up the window venting kit was an absolute breeze, taking me less than 15 minutes to secure the hose and seal the gap without using any heavy tools. Because it is portable, I was able to roll it effortlessly between my living room and home office on its smooth gliding caster wheels. When I fired it up, the inverter compressor worked its magic, ramping up smoothly rather than jarringly clicking on and off like traditional portable units do. The cooling performance is very solid for a portable model, efficiently cooling down a 400 square foot space while significantly reducing the humidity levels in the room. What I loved most during my testing was how quiet the inverter technology makes this machine. It operates with a smooth, consistent hum that easily fades into the background. You can comfortably have a phone call or watch a movie while it runs right next to you. It also integrates seamlessly with the LG ThinQ app, which is a massive upgrade over basic remotes, allowing me to turn the AC on before I even left the office so I could come home to a chilled apartment. The smart features are incredibly responsive, and the ability to monitor energy usage right from my phone helped me optimize my cooling schedule to save a few bucks. Seven, Hisense 12,000 BTU Window Air Conditioner. Pulling this beast out of the box, I knew I was dealing with a heavy-duty machine, and I actually had to grab a friend to help me safely lift and secure it into my living room window. Despite the weight, the included installation kit is robust and gives you a strong sense of security once the unit is locked into place. What immediately impressed me was the sheer velocity of the cold air it pushes out. This thing does not mess around when it comes to dropping the temperature rapidly. During a particularly brutal heat wave last month, this Hisense unit was a lifesaver, cutting through the thick, humid air and making my entire open-concept living and dining area comfortably cool in under an hour. The directional louvers are well designed, allowing you to easily sweep the cold air exactly where you need it most. I also really appreciated the energy-saving Eco mode, which I heavily utilized during my testing to see how it affected my daily power consumption. The unit intelligently cycles the fan and compressor to maintain your set temperature without running constantly, and I found it to be incredibly accurate, keeping the room perfectly chilled without wasting unnecessary energy. The washable filter is conveniently located at the front, making routine maintenance a 10-second task. While it is a large, powerful unit, the noise level is surprisingly manageable, emitting more of a deep, steady rush of air rather than the high-pitched mechanical whine you often get from large window ACs. It also features built-in Wi-Fi, allowing you to control the beast via smartphone app or through voice commands with Alexa, which worked flawlessly every single time I asked it to lower the temperature. Six, SereneLife Small Portable Air Conditioner. When you do not have the floor space for a massive cooling tower, this compact little unit is an absolute godsend. Its small footprint meant I could easily tuck it into the corner of my 200 square foot home office without tripping over it or feeling like the room was cluttered. Despite its smaller stature, this 8,000 BTU unit packs a surprising punch, doubling as a dehumidifier and a multi-speed fan to keep the air fresh and comfortable all day long. Setting up the exhaust hose was straightforward, and the unit comes with a surprisingly well-designed universal window mount kit that snapped right into my sliding window without any fuss. Turning it on, I was immediately struck by how quickly it began to push out crisp, cold air. I spent several weeks using this exclusively in my home office, and it completely eliminated the stuffy, mid-afternoon heat that usually makes working unbearable. The digital touch panel on the top of the unit is highly intuitive, and the included remote control is sleek and easy to understand at a glance. It even features a dedicated sleep mode that gradually adjusts the temperature overnight, so you don't wake up shivering. One of my favorite things about the SereneLife is how aggressively it dehumidifies the air while it cools, removing up to 1.2 liters of moisture per hour. On highly humid days, this feature alone made the room feel 10 degrees cooler than it actually was, preventing that sticky, heavy feeling in the air. Furthermore, the auto-evaporation system means you rarely have to empty a water tank under normal cooling conditions, which is a massive convenience. 5. Frigidaire 14,000 BTU Window Air Conditioner. This is the unit you buy when you want to essentially turn your entire downstairs area or a large studio apartment into a walk-in refrigerator. Because of its massive size and cooling capacity, installation is a two-person job, but the slide-out chassis design, makes it significantly easier to install the cabinet first before sliding the heavy mechanics into place. From the moment I turned this Frigidaire on, I was blown away by the air projection. It physically pushes cold air all the way across a large room, ensuring there are absolutely no hot spots left behind. The multi-directional louvers offer incredible customization, allowing me to direct the blast of cold air away from my seating area while still rapidly dropping the ambient temperature of the room. It feels less like a window unit and more like a dedicated central air system. What makes this massive unit so appealing is its Energy Star certification, which is incredibly rare for an air conditioner with this much raw cooling capacity. During my extensive testing, I monitored the energy draw, and thanks to its highly efficient inverter technology, it consumes significantly less power than older, smaller units I have used in the past. It provides guilt-free, massive scale cooling. The built-in air ionizer is another fantastic feature that I grew to love, noticeably improving the air quality in my living room by capturing dust and reducing common household odors while it cooled. The unit also features a remarkably clean, modern aesthetic with a sleek mesh grille that looks much more premium than the standard plastic slats you find on most window units. For Dreo Portable Air Conditioner. Out of the box, the Dreo looks like a piece of high-end audio equipment rather than an air conditioner, featuring a stunning matte black finish and a beautifully integrated hidden LED display. It is the first portable AC I have ever used that actually elevated the decor of my living room. But the Dreo is not just a pretty face. It is engineered with a unique dual hose design built into a single specialized hose tube, which drastically improves its cooling efficiency compared to traditional single hose models. When I fired it up, I was shocked by how rapidly it pulled the heat out of my large bedroom, achieving a balanced, cool climate in a fraction of the time it takes standard portable units. The airflow is incredibly smooth and remarkably quiet. The smart capabilities of this machine are where it truly shines. Integrating flawlessly with the Dreo app and offering some of the most granular cooling controls I have ever seen. I could set complex schedules, monitor exactly how much electricity it was using down to the kilowatt hour, and adjust the temperature using Google Assistant without ever lifting a finger. The app interface is butter smooth and genuinely enhances the daily user experience. Another massive highlight is the self-evaporating technology, which works so well that I never once had to attach a drain hose or empty a bucket of water during my entire month of testing, even on highly humid days. The sleep mode is perfectly calibrated, dimming all the lights on the unit and dropping the decibel level down so low that I frequently forgot the machine was even running while I slept. Number 3. Midea U-shaped 8000 BTU air conditioner. When I first saw the unique U-shaped design, I was incredibly intrigued, and testing it proved that this design is nothing short of brilliant. The unit uses a specialized bracket to sit securely in your window, allowing the window sash to close down into the U-gap, physically separating the loud compressor outside from the quiet blower inside. The result of this design is an air conditioner that is astonishingly quiet. During my testing, I recorded the noise levels, and it regularly operated below 42 decibels on the lowest fan setting. It is literally as quiet as a library, making it the absolute best choice for a bedroom or a nursery where silence is golden. You can watch television or have a quiet conversation right next to the window without any annoying background hum. Beyond the silence, the Midea U-shaped unit is a powerhouse of efficiency, utilizing advanced DC inverter technology that saves up to 35% more energy than traditional units. I noticed a genuine drop in my energy bill during the weeks I used this unit exclusively. Furthermore, because the window closes through the middle of the unit, it blocks out exterior street noise and prevents cool air from escaping, creating a perfectly sealed environment. The smart features are fully baked in, allowing for seamless control via the Midea Air app, Alexa, and Google Assistant. I loved being able to set geofencing triggers so the AC would automatically turn on when I was a mile away from my house, ensuring my bedroom was perfectly chilled the moment I walked through the door. The physical installation is slightly different from standard units, but the included bracket system is highly secure and prevents you from ever having to worry about the unit falling. Two, GE Profile ClearView Window Air Conditioner. While the Midea U-shape is great, the GE ClearView drapes over the windowsill, leaving your actual window view almost entirely unobstructed. When I installed this in my living room, the amount of natural light that was able to flood back into the space was incredible. You completely forget it is even a window unit. Installation is incredibly innovative and feels significantly safer than traditional units, as the bulk of the weight hangs securely on the outside wall of your home. You do not need any complicated exterior support brackets, and it fits snugly over the sill, creating a tight, weather-resistant seal. Once turned on, the cooling performance is exceptional, pushing out a powerful stream of cold air from the low-profile indoor vent that quickly circulates throughout the room. Because the noisy compressor is located below the windowsill on the exterior of the house, the indoor operation is blissfully quiet. I regularly ran this unit while hosting friends for movie nights, and no one even noticed the air conditioner was running. The capacitive touch controls on the top of the unit are sleek and highly responsive, fading away when not in use to maintain its minimalist aesthetic. The integration with GE's Smart HQ app is incredibly robust, giving you detailed insights into your cooling habits and allowing for highly customizable scheduling. I also deeply appreciated the built-in voice control compatibility, which responded instantly to my commands. The air filter is easily accessible from the top, making routine cleaning incredibly simple without having to disassemble the front grille. Number 1. LG 6000 BTU Window Air Conditioner. You might be surprised to see a basic, smaller capacity unit taking the crown, but after testing dozens of complex, expensive machines, this little LG proved to be the ultimate champion of value, reliability, and everyday practicality. Unboxing and installing this lightweight unit was a total breeze. I had it unboxed, mounted in my bedroom window, and pumping out cold air in less than 10 minutes, completely by myself. For smaller rooms, bedrooms, or home offices up to 250 square feet, this unit is absolutely flawless. It doesn't have the massive footprint of the larger models, but the cooling speed is remarkable. Within 15 minutes of turning it on, my sweltering upstairs bedroom was transformed into a crisp, cool oasis. The mechanical rotary controls are delightfully simple and tactile. There is no messing with glitchy apps or lost remotes, just two simple dials to select your cooling level and fan speed. What makes this unit the absolute best is its incredible consistency. Throughout the hottest weeks of the summer, I left this unit running almost constantly, and it never once skipped a beat, froze up, or failed to maintain my desired temperature. It operates with a very soothing, consistent white noise that genuinely helped me sleep better at night, entirely devoid of the annoying rattles and clicks that plague so many other budget air conditioners. Maintenance is practically non-existent beyond sliding out the washable filter once a month, giving it a quick rinse in the sink, and sliding it right back in.